Hi guys, Paul here from PABrewNews. Got another one from the Steen Burgge, and this is their Tripale, and it is coming in at 8% alcohol by volume. Product of Belgian, of course. Now this is going to be 14 years old, so a vintaged Tripale. Now I think, as far as Tripales go, I think 5 to 6 years is the longest I've ever had an aged Tripale. It was actually, I did have one recently from Golden Carlos, and I had two different bottles. One bottle just like completely blew me away, and the other bottle was really good too, but it reminded me of like that Orvel, very herbaceous, kind of a almost mint or herbaceous kind of a tonality. So I definitely think it's bottle per bottle how they, how things go. You can't just say, okay, that one bottle from that one case is good. Now they're all going to be the same thing, but it is fun. That's why we do this, because you just never know what's going to happen. So let's get this one open and in the glass. Now they've been brewing since 1084, which is extremely impressive. Now I know the Stefan and stuff like that in Germany, but for 1084 for Belgium is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's pretty dang impressive. Now, fighting with the cage a little bit. Well, after 14 years, I just want to give up the ghost. Let's see. Let's see. Hopefully, let's see. Oh, there's a nice little bit of barrel smoke on that one. Right there. Yep. Perfect. Thank you very much, barrel, for smoking as you should. Already looks the part. Now with the double that I just had, they had very low carbonation, but it definitely lended to a beautiful drinking experience. So cannot say anything bad about that. Now, there would be no sedimentation in this one. If you normally poured a fresh beer, it would still come later. But because this thing has the 14 years of age on it, most of that sedimentation should be collected around the base, that dome of the glass, and it shouldn't really get into the beer very much. Anyway, let's get into it. Cheers. Very like crystallized honey. Breadiness. A little soft floral tonality. Well, let's get into it. Cheers. Let's see how these things age. A little sharper mouthfeel than the Brew, or the double Brew. Yeah, good. Sizzling earthiness, a little bit of carbonation, sizzling kind of earthy quality that's wafting down through the palate. Not just more of a muted sweetness, kind of like the other one I had. This one has that kind of wildflower honey vibe. It's got a nice breadiness to it, and then it has that minerality and that nice kind of peppery earthiness that's coming through, mixing with a little bit of that residual carbonation, which was fun. It's got a nice oily stickiness to it too. Now, that might waft away when it was fresh because the carbonation might just kind of keep cleansing that palate. But here with the age, with the carbonation dying down, it still remains on the palate. It's leaving that almost like a fresh baked bread with almost like a honey drizzle. It's pretty playful. I like it. I think it's tasty. I can still see a little bit of carbonation wafting up, which is really nice to see. It goes down into a minerality. There is a soft, like subtle hedgerow herbaceousness mixing in with that earthiness as well. So right after the floral tonality of that like semi crystallized honey vibe, it starts picking up a little bit of herbaceousness, and then it mixes with that carbonation, and then bam, down to that nice little dry, earthy minerality. So that's fun. Yeah. If this beer was similar to the double, and it or the double, and it didn't have that kind of playful bitterness that you could like activate when you're sipping it, I don't think this would be as nice. But it's still there after 14 years. Really nice. It just helps that beer become what it's supposed to be a little bit, with that triple, with that little bit of it needs that liveliness to kind of move some of those flavors off the palate, keep it going, keep it live. It still has it, which I'm very, very happy about. Okay, we're not going to linger too far. I'm going to another sip or two, and we'll give it the grade. I like this one better than I like the last one. I like the last one because it really reminded me of a lot of British vintage ales and stuff like that. But this one still remains that style that it's Belgian when you're drinking it, which I think is very good. Got a little bit of that lemongrass quality coming in too, right in the forefront, mixing in with that honey. That white bread quality is still coming in. I want to say there's a little coriander in the back of the palate. It's not as forefront. That lemongrass is still there. Coriander is just kind of mixing in, kind of blending in subtly, but it's still there. Nice little beer. Nice little beer for sure. All right. So for the Steen Burgge, it's probably Burgge, Steen Burgge, but for the Steen Burgge Tripel, 14 years of age, still 8 out of 10. Really nice beer. I'd love to brew a beer that tastes just like this. No problem. Really good stuff. This has been Paul for PABrewNews. Cheers. Bye-bye. Watch that finger.